Hello, everyone. So today I would like to quickly go through the remaining part of the handouts related to chapter 5.1. And some students also asked me about some of the concepts that we have mentioned it in during the lessons. Okay, so in this case, I would like to use this example to illustrate the ideas or the concept that related to those food substance do not contain the energy values. So by looking at both question one and question two, we notice that in fact we will add some uh, fruit samples towards to the DCPIP solution. So please we remember that it is important for us to add the DCPIP solution first into the test tube, and then we add the fruit juice. Otherwise, we could not observe the decolorizations of the DCPIP. So in this case, okay, we noticed that in fact there is a certain drops of juice was added to in order to make the 2 cm cube, the fixed volumes of DCPIP solution turns into colorless uh, liquid. Okay, then in this case, how can we know which one will have a highest vitamin C content? Then in this case, by looking at the number of drops. So we can see that in that fruit W, fruit X, and also fruit Y and fruit Z, they show an increasing amount of drops of juice that we add towards to the beaker in order to make the DCPIP solution into colorless. So therefore, if you think in this way, so now we have 2 cm cube of DCPIP solution. Okay, two test tube. Then we notice that the higher the concentration, the higher the concentration, the higher the concentration of vitamin C, then in this case, that means less drop to turn DCPIP solution colorless. In this case, maybe I use W and Z as an example. Then W, okay, we add 2 drops. Then in this case, it decolorized. While Z, we add 6 drops. Then in this case, can you tell me which one has a higher concentration? Definitely, it would be fruit W. In this case, we will notice that as fruit W has the highest concentration of vitamin C, in this case, okay, it do has the highest vitamin C content if they are in the same volume. So in this case, the answer here would be A. Okay, then for question number two, we will look on how we can modify, how we can modify the experiment so that we can increase the accuracy of the results. So what means accuracy? Accuracy, it referring to we find a more, we can find the actual result, or the actual number, We found the actual number. Then in this case, because we noticed that for DCPIP solution, in fact, we try to mix with the water. So the concentration of the DCPIP solution would be a one of the major concern for us to increase the accuracy. Then in this case, in order for us to find out or to increase or get the actual number, then in this case, we will use a higher concentration of DCPIP solution so that less water. So less water, it will not dilute our sample. In this case, we can get the actual value, okay? So you can think like in this way. Once, we add the uh, the liquid, or the fruit juice into the DCPIP solution. Then if I tell you that, okay, the DCPIP solution, in fact, is just 80%, okay, while 20% um, would be the water. Then in this case, it would be a big problem. Why? Because we don't know how many drops, okay, of juice that we added will cause the DCPIP solution decolorized, because there would be some proportion would be the water. Then in this case, this water will lower the concentration. This causes the rate turning into colorless. In fact, it will be slower. Then in this case, it would be affect our interpretation of decolorization. Therefore, it would be better for us to have a higher concentration of DCPIP solution. So, which of the following correctly shows the result of a biochemical test on the urine of a healthy man? Urine, so urine, in fact, you can think it like in this way. For a good person, or for a person who have a healthy lifestyles, then in this case, he should not have any protein in the urine, because the protein will later on, the excess amino acid, in fact, it will break down into the urea. That means it will turn into urea, and urea, in fact, is not a type of protein. Then in this case, okay, it should show you the negative results. And apart from that, a healthy person, they should not have any sugar, okay, inside the urine. So therefore, it should not contain any glucose, or it should not contain any maltose. So therefore, the Benedict test, okay, it should be also remain negative, okay, result. So therefore, the answer here should be B. And we move on to question number 4. Which of the following combinations correctly shows the result of the test on the fresh orange juice? So fresh orange juice, do they have sugar? Yes, they do have sugar. Apart from that, do they have vitamin C? Yes, they do have vitamin C. Okay, so therefore, in this case, whether the Benedict test will have a positive result, yes, they do have a positive result. Then for DCPIP solution, will it turns into colorless? Yes, they do turn into colorless. So therefore, the answer here would be D for that. Because orange juice, when you drink it, you will taste sweet, right? Then in this case, it do contain sugar. And these sugar, in fact, are those fructose, okay? In fact, it is a fructose. Okay, fructose. Next, which of the following would be affect if iron is insufficient in the diet? Then in this case, insufficient, okay, then that means it will cause a problem, okay, of the production, okay, of hemoglobin, because hemoglobin are require iron for the production. So therefore, the answer should be B. Next, for Emmy, okay, I suffer from the constipations, okay, and also the anemia. Then in this case, which of the following food would you recommend to her? Then, okay, constipation means that it not enough, insufficient, okay, of dietary fiber. While for the another disease, in fact, it would be insufficient of iron. Then in this case, in all these food, okay, it contains highest amount of iron and also highest amount of dietary fiber, then it would be the spinach, okay. Next, alternates that do not prefer the idea of taking concentrated liquid and tablet food. This is because these kind of food does not provide enough. For example, if we have concentrated liquid or tablet food, then in fact they will do some processing. And in fact, these processing, this will cause a removing certain food substance. By looking at it, okay, in fact, we will notice that it will remove, the vegetables, okay, we will turn the vegetables into the concentrated maybe vegetable juice, then in this case, in fact, we will remove all the insoluble dietary fiber. So therefore, the dietary fiber is very important, as we notice that if we do not have enough dietary fiber, then we will have a big problem as we were suffering from the constipation. So therefore, okay, it would be better for us to have um, uh, uh, the fruit, okay, or the food that contain the dietary fiber. But with the concentrated liquid or the tablet food, then in this case they could not obtain the insoluble dietary fiber. So therefore, A would be the one of the reason for that. Okay.